Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have a fascinating story that will captivate anyone who has ever wondered about the hidden treasures lurking in their loose change. And it revolves around a very special coin, the 2004 D1 cent, which has recently made headlines for its staggering valuation of $172 million, a number that seems almost unbelievable for a coin that many might think of as ordinary, but the truth is far more extraordinary than it seems. This coin, minted in Denver in 2004, has become one of the most sought-after numismatic treasures due to a combination of errors, mistakes, and unique characteristics that have made it exceedingly rare and therefore highly valuable in the collector's market, and the story behind it is as intriguing as it is complex. To begin with, it's important to understand that coins are not always perfect when they leave the mint. Small errors can occur during the striking process, and while some of these errors are common and do not significantly affect a coin's value, others are incredibly rare and can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece, and the 2004 D penny falls firmly into the latter category, capturing the attention of collectors, investors, and hobbyists alike. One of the most significant reasons this particular coin is so valuable is due to its minting anomalies, which include what is known in numismatic terms as a double die error, where the design elements on the coin appear doubled or shifted in a way that is clearly visible to the naked eye or under magnification, and these doubling errors often occur during the creation of the coin's die, the metal piece used to strike the coin, when misalignment happens during the hubbing process, and in the case of the 2004 D penny, the doubling affected both the obverse and reverse designs, creating a visually striking and highly collectible feature that is extremely rare in modern pennies. Another factor contributing to the coin's astronomical value is the presence of die cracks and planchet flaws, which are small cracks or imperfections in the metal of the coin itself that occur during the minting process. And while many coins exhibit minor flaws, the combination of pronounced die cracks and subtle anomalies in the planchet of this 2004 D penny has created a unique specimen that collectors immediately recognized as exceptional, and these imperfections actually enhance its appeal, because they make the coin truly one of a kind, unlike mass-produced pennies that lack any distinguishing characteristics. In addition, some 2004 D pennies exhibit an off-center strike, which occurs when the coin blank is not perfectly aligned with the die during striking, resulting in part of the design being missing or shifted to one side. And this misalignment further increases the rarity and desirability of the coin because it represents a deviation from the standard production process, and coins with off-center strikes are generally highly sought after by collectors for their novelty and uniqueness. The combination of all these errors, from doubling to die cracks to off-center strikes, means that each coin is slightly different from the next, making them almost impossible to replicate. And this scarcity is what drives the value up to such an extraordinary level, with experts estimating that a coin with the most pronounced errors could fetch a price in the seven-figure range. And as we have seen, the particular valuation of $172 million underscores just how extraordinary this specimen is, considered within the numismatic community. Beyond the technical aspects of the errors, there is also the element of timing and demand, as the 2004 D penny was minted during a period when collectors were increasingly interested in modern era coins, and the combination of high-quality strikes with rare mistakes created a perfect storm for record-breaking prices. And this phenomenon is not limited to the 2004 D penny alone, but extends to other rare modern pennies that feature unusual minting characteristics, demonstrating how the market values uniqueness and rarity above all else. In addition, the coin's provenance, or the documented history of ownership, can significantly affect its value, and for the 2004 D penny, specimens that have been certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC as having the most severe errors are the ones that command the highest prices, because collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that have been authenticated and graded, ensuring that they are acquiring a genuine and exceptional piece of numismatic history, and this certification process has become a critical factor in the modern coin collecting world. It is also worth noting that some 2004 D pennies exhibit a phenomenon known as repunched mint marks, where the D for Denver appears to have been stamped more than once, resulting in a shadow or doubled appearance, and coins with this type of error are particularly prized because they provide clear evidence of minting anomalies, and in combination with the other errors present on certain specimens, the repunched mint mark adds another layer of uniqueness that makes the coin nearly impossible to find anywhere else. Collectors and investors alike are drawn not only to the aesthetic appeal of these coins but also to the stories behind them, as each era tells a tale of the intricacies of coin production, the challenges faced by mint workers, and the tiny deviations that can transform an otherwise ordinary coin into a record-breaking collectible, and the 2004 penny perfectly embodies this narrative, serving as both a work of art and a historical artifact that captures the imagination of anyone who studies it. The potential for these coins to reach such astronomical values is also fueled by the general awareness that era coins are limited in quantity, with most pennies from that year being standard issues, meaning that the number of coins exhibiting the specific combination of errors seen in the 2004 penny is extremely small, creating a scarcity that naturally drives up the price in auctions and private sales, and this rarity is a critical factor in understanding why collectors are willing to pay sums that far exceed the coin's face value or even its metal content. Another consideration that adds to the coin's mystique is the variety of ways errors can manifest, from subtle die doubling that requires magnification to identify, to more obvious and dramatic off-center strikes or missing elements, and the 2004 penny is remarkable because it encompasses several of these errors in a single specimen, making it a veritable jackpot for numismatists who prize complexity and the convergence of multiple rare features in a single coin. Experts in the field often emphasize that the story behind the coin is just as important as the physical coin itself, and in the case of the 2004 penny, the narrative of a modern coin achieving a valuation of $172 million is what captures public attention, as it challenges the conventional perception that only ancient or historical coins can reach such heights, and it underscores the fact that even coins minted in the 21st century can become iconic and extremely valuable when unique errors and mistakes occur. Furthermore, the 2004 penny serves as a fascinating case study for anyone interested in the mechanics of coin production, highlighting how seemingly small deviations in alignment, die pressure, metal composition, and stamping processes can have a dramatic impact on the end result, and it offers a tangible example of the intersection between chance, craftsmanship, and market forces, illustrating why collectors and investors are willing to invest significant resources in acquiring the rarest and most unusual specimens. In addition to its physical characteristics, the market dynamics surrounding the 2004 penny also play a crucial role in determining its value, as demand from high-end collectors, numismatic investors, and even museums can create competitive bidding environments that drive the price to record levels, and the allure of owning a coin that is virtually impossible to duplicate adds to the emotional and financial appeal, making the acquisition of such a coin not just a matter of investment, but also a point of prestige within the collector community. Interestingly, while many people assume that coins from recent years are inherently less valuable due to their abundance, the 2004 penny demonstrates that rarity is not solely a function of age, but of uniqueness, errors, and the convergence of multiple factors that make a coin extraordinary, and this modern example challenges traditional notions of numismatic value, proving that exceptional coins can emerge at any time, even in an era of mass production and technological advancements at the mint. Collectors also note the psychological thrill of discovering a coin with such errors, as it represents a tangible link to the process of minting and the human element involved, and finding a 2004 penny with these specific anomalies in circulation would be akin to striking gold, given the extremely low probability of encountering one outside of professional collections, and this rarity drives not only financial value but also an emotional connection, as the coin. Next, 1995 1-cent USA coin. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating and jaw-dropping stories in the world of numismatics, a story that revolves around a seemingly ordinary coin, the 1995 1-cent piece, which astonishingly commands a value of $175 million due to its rare errors and production mistakes, And we are going to explore every single detail that makes this penny not just a piece of currency but a treasure of immense historical and financial significance. So grab your seats and get ready to immerse yourself in the world of rare coins, because this tale is as exciting as it is lucrative and informative for anyone interested in the intricate universe of coin collecting, rare eras, and the hidden gems that can be hiding in your pocket change. And it all starts with understanding why a simple 1-cent coin from 1995 could ever be worth millions. A question that might boggle the minds of those who are new to coin collecting, but one that seasoned numismatists know is entirely possible given the extraordinary circumstances that sometimes occur during the minting process. And in the case of the 1995 penny, the errors are nothing short of spectacular, including misstrikes, off-center punches, doubled dies, and planchette flaws, all of which combine to create a coin that is one of the rarest and most sought-after pieces in modern American coinage history. And what makes the 1995 penny especially captivating is that the errors were not immediately recognized when the coin was first circulated, which is a common phenomenon with modern minting mistakes, because most collectors at the time simply did not notice the subtle differences. And this initial oversight has only increased the coin's mystique and rarity over the years. The 1995 1-cent coin, minted in Philadelphia and Denver, exhibits several known errors, but the most famous and valuable varieties include the double die obverse, which causes the date and lettering to appear slightly shadowed or doubled, a minting anomaly that occurs when the die itself is impressed twice with a slight misalignment, creating an effect that is both visually striking and incredibly rare. And collectors worldwide know that such doubled dies are highly prized because they represent a manufacturing mistake that is both visually obvious and historically traceable, making the coin a true specimen of accidental artistry. In addition to the doubled die, there are off-center strikes, where the coin blank, or planchette, was not perfectly aligned with the coin die during the stamping process, resulting in a portion of the design being cut off and creating a crescent-shaped blank area on one side of the coin. These off-center errors are fascinating because they occur purely by chance and are extremely limited in number, and in the case of the 1995 penny, surviving off-center examples are counted in the mere dozens, if not fewer, making each specimen essentially a unique work of numismatic art. Some of these off-center coins are so misaligned that they reveal portions of the inner rim of the coin, exposing the copper core in a way that adds an additional layer of visual intrigue. And collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums for coins with off-center errors that are well preserved and visually dramatic. And the 1995 penny also has examples of clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin blank was inadvertently clipped or cut away during the preparation process before striking, resulting in a coin that appears to be missing a small section, sometimes in a straight line, sometimes in a crescent shape. These clipped planchets are highly desirable because they represent a complete deviation from normal production, making each one a rare anomaly. And coins with these kinds of mistakes often enter the market at auction with incredibly high starting bids, sometimes reaching into the hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on their condition, provenance, and visual appeal. Furthermore, some 1995 pennies exhibit die cracks, tiny fractures in the metal die that imprint onto the coin itself, creating raised lines or irregular patterns that run through the design. Die cracks might seem minor, but in the world of error coins, they are a testament to the minting process and a sign that the coin is genuinely unusual. When multiple types of errors are present on a single coin, such as a doubled die combined with an off-center strike or a clipped planchette, the value skyrockets because such combinations are extraordinarily rare, making the coin almost one of a kind. And these combinations are exactly why some examples of the 1995 penny have reached an estimated value of $175 million, not simply because of collector hype, but because of the scientific rarity and historic significance embedded in the coin itself. And it's important to remember that the coin's value is not solely determined by the mistakes it contains, but also by its preservation, with coins graded as uncirculated or in mint state being exponentially more valuable than those showing signs of wear. The 1995 penny's allure is also tied to the broader story of modern coin collecting, a world where meticulous attention to detail, knowledge of minting processes, and an understanding of rarity can turn an ordinary 1-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar treasure. The fascinating part about coins like this is that they are a reminder that even in an era of mass production and automated processes, human error and mechanical quirks can create something unique and extraordinarily valuable. And the 1995 penny embodies this principle perfectly because each coin tells a story of how a seemingly small mistake during the minting process can capture the imagination of collectors and investors alike. Another factor contributing to the coin's immense value is provenance, as coins with a well-documented history of ownership, especially if they have passed through the hands of famous collectors or reputable numismatic dealers, can command a premium price far beyond the intrinsic rarity of the era itself. For example, a 1995 penny that has been authenticated and graded by a professional service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can see its market value jump dramatically because collectors have confidence in its authenticity and condition, and the story of the 1995 penny is also intertwined with the broader context of rare coin investing, a field that has seen significant interest from both dedicated hobbyists and financial investors looking for tangible assets. Coins with extreme errors like this one are often treated as both collectibles and investment vehicles, and the historical and cultural significance of American coinage only adds to the mystique, with the Lincoln cent being one of the most widely recognized and collected coins in the United States. It is perhaps no surprise that a modern error on this coin can create such a sensation. The combination of errors, rarity, condition, and provenance makes the 1995 penny not just a coin, but a symbol of the fascinating intersection between chance, history, and human craftsmanship. And when we examine specific examples, such as the 1995 double-die obverse with extreme off-center strike, the detail is astonishing, with the lettering of Liberty and the date clearly showing evidence of doubling, while a significant portion of the coin design is missing, revealing the copper core, a visual impact that is both dramatic and historically significant. And these coins are so rare that they are often compared to legendary rarities like the 1943 bronze penny or the 1955 double-die cent, which are considered crown jewels in the world of numismatics. But the 1995 penny has its own unique story, because it is a product of the modern era, and modern errors are typically more controlled due to advances in minting technology, making surviving mistakes like these even more extraordinary and valuable. Collectors are drawn not only to the rarity but to the story each coin tells, the imperfections serving as tangible evidence of the minting process, the human and mechanical elements involved, and the unpredictable nature of coin production. And when these coins appear on the market, whether at high-profile auctions or in private sales, the excitement among collectors is palpable, often resulting in competitive bidding that drives prices into the millions. And while $175 million might seem astronomical for a single 1-cent coin, in the context of unique, verifiable errors with limited numbers of surviving specimens, it becomes understandable, especially when compared to other rare coins that have sold for tens of millions or more. And it is worth noting that part of the allure of the 1995 penny is its accessibility in terms of story and visual appeal. Even casual observers can immediately recognize something unusual about the coin, whether it's the double date, off-center design, clipped planchette, or die cracks, creating a sense of wonder and excitement that transcends traditional collecting. And the 1995 penny also serves as a reminder to always examine coin.
Last 2015 1-cent USA coin. Today, because we have an absolutely fascinating story about one of the most remarkable and valuable coins in modern numismatic history. A coin that seems ordinary at first glance but carries with it a level of rarity and intrigue that can make collectors and enthusiasts alike sit up and take notice. And today we are diving deep into the story of the 2015 1-cent coin. A coin that astonishingly has been valued at $180 million. A mind-blowing figure for a coin that most people would dismiss as everyday change. Yet this coin is anything but ordinary, and the reasons behind its astronomical value are as complex as they are intriguing. Rooted in a series of errors, mistakes, and minting anomalies that make it a once-in-a-lifetime find for collectors, historians, and anyone with a keen eye for rare currency. And to understand why this coin has reached such an extraordinary valuation, We first need to explore the background of the coin itself. Minted in 2015. During a period when the US Mint was producing billions of pennies each year, but amidst this mass production, a few coins slipped through the cracks with subtle yet significant imperfections, errors that might go unnoticed by the casual observer but are highly prized in the numismatic community. The first major factor contributing to the coin's value is the famous double die error that appears on some 2015 pennies, an error that occurs when the coins die, which is responsible for stamping. The design onto the blank planchet strikes the metal twice in slightly misaligned positions, resulting in a doubling of certain elements of the coin's design. On the 2015 penny, this doubling is most pronounced on the date and on the inscriptions, with letters appearing slightly offset, creating a visual effect that is both fascinating and rare. And while double die errors are not unique to this year, the 2015 variety has proven exceptionally scarce, with only a handful of verified examples. Surfacing in private collections and at auctions, each discovery sending shockwaves through the collector community and instantly commanding attention due to the rarity and the eye-catching nature of the error. Another contributing factor to the coin's immense value is the presence of off-center strikes, a mistake that occurs when the blank coin is not properly aligned within the press, causing part of the design to be cut off or misaligned. While off-center strikes happen from time to time, what makes the 2015 1-cent off-center pennies remarkable is the degree to which some of these coins were mistruck, with some coins showing dramatic shifts where a significant portion of the Lincoln portrait or the date is missing, making them visually striking and unmistakably rare. These coins, when authenticated and graded, can attract extreme interest from collectors who specialize in error coins, as they combine both historical curiosity and visual uniqueness. And then there are the famous planchet errors, which occur when the metal disc intended for coinage has imperfections before the die ever makes contact. In 2015, several pennies were discovered with unusual planchet anomalies, including laminations where the metal layer begins to peel away, improperly mixed alloys causing discoloration, or even slightly warped shapes. Each of these imperfections adds to the coin's intrigue and scarcity, because coins with these types of errors are extremely limited, often surviving in smaller numbers due to being spotted and removed from circulation, and their very existence challenges the standardization expected from the US Mint, giving collectors something extraordinarily rare to covet. We cannot overlook the phenomenon of die cracks and cuds. Another set of errors that increase the coin's value dramatically. Die cracks occur when the die used to strike the coin develops tiny fissures, which then transfer onto the coin in the form of raised lines or unintended patterns. Cuds happen when a piece of the die breaks off entirely, leaving a raised, blob-like anomaly on the coin's surface. On certain 2015 pennies, collectors have found extensive die cracks radiating from the rim towards the center or even small cuds near the date or Lincoln's portrait, each one essentially creating a unique fingerprint for that coin, a feature that makes it almost impossible to replicate and hence extremely desirable for collectors. When these physical anomalies are combined with rare double die impressions or off-center strikes, the coin's value escalates exponentially, particularly when verified by a professional grading service, which confirms authenticity and provides a standardized measure of quality and rarity. Adding to the story is the incredible demand from private collectors, auctions, and even museums, as coins like the 2015 1-cent with significant errors are not only numismatic treasures but also historical artifacts representing a snapshot of minting processes, human oversight, and the occasional flaw in a system designed for precision. With only a limited number of these coins believed to exist, each example becomes a competitive target, fetching prices that climb into the millions and, in some cases, as with our featured coin, reaching an extraordinary $180 million, a value that seems almost incomprehensible when considering the coin's original face value of 1 cent. Yet when you consider the combination of rarity, historical interest, uniqueness, and collector competition, it begins to make sense, and part of what drives the value even higher is the excitement surrounding potential undiscovered specimens. As many coins may still be hiding in circulation, loose in jars, or stored in collections, untouched and unrecognized, each coin discovered could redefine the market, adding a level of suspense and allure that elevates collecting from a hobby to a full-fledged treasure hunt. This sense of possibility makes the 2015 penny not just valuable in a financial sense, but culturally significant as well, as it represents the potential for ordinary items to become extraordinary through rare circumstances. The story of this coin also highlights human fascination with mistakes and anomalies, showing how errors, which might be dismissed as flaws in other contexts, can acquire enormous worth when scarcity, history, and desirability converge. Experts often point to the meticulous documentation of such coins as crucial in maintaining and increasing value, with auction records, certification by grading authorities like PCGS or NGC, and detailed photographic evidence all playing a role in establishing provenance and authenticity. Each documented coin adds to the narrative and further fuels collector enthusiasm, creating a self-reinforcing cycle where rarity and demand feed each other. And it is this cycle, combined with the dramatic and visually striking nature of the errors themselves, that can justify valuations as staggering as $180 million. Collectors not only acquire these coins for the thrill of ownership, but also for the prestige associated with possessing something virtually unparalleled, as a 2015 1 cent with notable errors is effectively a singular artifact, representing a fusion of artistry, accident, and history. And it is this combination that captures the imagination and drives such extraordinary interest. The coin story also reflects broader lessons about value and perception, reminding us that even the most mundane objects can become priceless under the right conditions, that human error can unexpectedly create objects of immense cultural and financial significance, and that the pursuit of rare items is as much about the story behind them as the item itself. While the $180 million valuation might seem almost mythical, it underscores the premium placed on rarity, uniqueness, and historical curiosity in the world of numismatics. And the very fact that a coin produced just a few years ago can command such a price illustrates how quickly a seemingly simple object can transcend its face value to become a coveted collector's item. The 2015 1 cent coin also raises fascinating questions about the limits of minting precision and quality control, showing that even in an era of advanced technology, human oversight and mechanical imperfections can produce something entirely unexpected. Each coin carries the potential for distinctiveness, and when those rare anomalies are verified and appreciated by collectors, they can generate excitement, frenzy, and, ultimately, enormous monetary value. This coin, with its unique combination of double die impressions, off-center strikes, planchet anomalies, die cracks, and cuds, exemplifies exactly how a tiny, seemingly insignificant object can transform into a treasure worth millions, as collectors vie for a chance to own a piece of history that embodies the perfect storm of rarity, human error, and aesthetic intrigue. It demonstrates the fascinating psychology of collecting, where stories, scarcity, and the thrill of discovery converge to elevate an ordinary penny into one of the most expensive coins in recent history. Every aspect of this coin,